What is up, guys? Killer Kevin today, back with a brand new episode of Skyrim Special Edition Mod Showcase on my channel. Hope you guys are having a super sick day. And today we are going to be looking at the free camera for Xbox One. Now, I'm not too sure if this is on PS4, but I did choose it for Xbox One. Obviously, for PC, you are discarded from this just because you have console commands. Now, basically, I'm going to break down what this mod is. This mod allows you to have a console command, which is TFC, I think it is, in the PC version, which basically allows you to go free cam within the game. Gives you a ton of different options as well. It's regularly updated, and it's probably one of my favourite mods to have for me personally, just because as a mod reviewer, I kind of need to make thumbnails, I need to look at the armour and detailing as well, and so on and so forth. So this is an absolute great mod. Highly recommend grabbing this. So I'm going to give you all the rundowns within the game once we jump in there. Just as a disclaimer, I will not be showing every feature to do with this mod. I will be showing the features that I find the main features and the features that work best for me. So let's jump into the game and have a little look. Okay guys, so as you can tell, I'm in game and I'm ready to go. So basically what happens is you get a ton of different options once you get into the game and you've downloaded. Again, links are down in the description as always if you need them. You're going to need to head over into your magic spells, and I think I personally just go in to the all category. I'm not too sure which category it's located in, but once you've found it, it should be an option called this one. I'm going to set to my favourites here. It's called Free Cam Options Power. Pretty damn easy, saved to my favourites as well, and I'm pretty sure I keep it equipped 90% of the time. So it's just equipped it like so. Once you've got it, it should be on your shout button. So for me, it's on the right bumper. So then after that, we've got all these different options. Now, these are the main ones for me. You can actually change the position of the camera once you're in-game as well to certain other different things if you like them. But for me, as I said prior to the video, at the beginning, I will be covering the sort of the ones I find the most sufficient within this mod. So, first of all, what I like to do is obviously go into camera movement toggle, which basically allows me to go into free cam mode, which allows me to go anywhere on the camera or anywhere on the map near the camera. Get quite a large distance as well. Obviously great different things on there. Your character will not move at all through any of this stage at all, but you can actually move the character with another different button on that as well. Now, the other feature I do like on this, which they've upgraded recently, is the fact of there used to be a cooldown on the shout, which obviously in conjunction is to do with the script lines. That has actually been taken out now, so you can pretty much spam the shout button as quick as you can to get in and out other different menus to have a little look at the cam as well. The cooldown has been significantly changed, so that's kind of cool at the same time. But as you can tell, I can pretty much free move everything else, and I can change the positions. I can't particularly change positions in this free cam mode just because I don't usually do that. I might actually use the left bumper and the right bumper. So for instance, if I'm at this angle now, and I want to get slightly lower or slightly better, which I mostly do 9 times out of 10, I actually press one of the bumpers to move the camera up and then back in, which slides it forward ever so slightly and just moves it. So for instance, this would be a great thumbnail like this, like so. Very nice, just line that up there to how I want it. Obviously, if I want it slightly higher up on the body, I actually use in-game terrain that is slightly higher. So for instance, this mound over here I've used a couple of times. I've used the stairs actually, and the camera has been placed on top of the stairs looking down at the character, purely because I can't move the free cam up higher to obviously get the top half of my chest. But there's a little way that I like to sort of move about on that particular thing as well. So say this is our thumbnail like so, and we only want the top half here, and we don't want the rest of the surroundings around here. We don't want that at all. We're going to go into camera options. Now, camera options, there's two different things here. I use the camera option field of view 1, and that basically changes the zoom in and out and how far you want it. Obviously, the higher the zoom rate, so 90 is the further away that it is, and I believe a preset is 80 on free cam. So if you want to vanilla wise go back to your free cam that you're running around with and you completely zoomed in, so for instance we go 10 here and we go BB, which basically resets the camera this close, and you're thinking, well, I can't play with that. How is anyone meant to play with this? Well, basically a preset would be back onto camera field of view 1, be back to 80, double tap B to obviously change the lens back through, and we're back to vanilla wise. Again, character will not move throughout any of the stage. We are literally just playing with the camera. So again, if we go back into the camera options here to set up a thumbnail, camera speed, you can do that if you want. That I believe is on a pivoting rotate. So when obviously you leave a character far too long, and that sort of spinning animation, which I do on my top 5s for certain armors near the end of the selected mod that we are covering, I do that as well. I think that changes that one. I haven't actually played with that one too much. The one I use primarily is the field of view 1. So for this one I probably want to go 60, double tap B, get a little better angle there. Fair enough. And that would probably be it, my actual finalized thumbnail. Maybe add a few different other things, maybe a few effects, the borders, and I would probably get the borders just to squeeze in the character a little bit more. So the main focus is going to be on the character. So you're probably thinking, well, I don't actually want that thumbnail, I don't want to learn how to do all these other things. Well, if we're going to press X, we're going to put our hands back again, and as you can tell, the character body is really low. So I'm actually looking at the waist of the character. Again, if I wanted to look at the head here, I've tried different spells that come with this and they do not work. So for me, I kind of have to prop the free cam that I am. To say I have a camera in my hands, I kind of have to go on a mound to look down at the character. Some thumbnails take me about 3 seconds, some thumbnails possibly take me about 20 minutes, just because I want the right scene, the right shot, and everything else. I want it to look as crispy as I can. So, other things you can do as well, you can go into menus, you can obviously select the different weapons. So for instance, let's get a nice sword here, let's get the long claw, so the two-hander here, so we can get that out. There we go. Obviously a different animation, I won't be going through that on this video. But again, will not move the camera. Now, if you want to play it really sneaky, which I might start mixing up in other videos as other thumbnails as well, you can actually disable and enable controls, which is this button here, which basically allows a static camera. So the camera is slightly movable. It moves in conjunction with the character ever so slightly, but the main focus here is your character is moving faster than the cam, so obviously it gives you control of the free cam. Obviously we can use all the animations that we usually would in-game as well. Obviously they're slightly slower, obviously because you're running 2 scripts at the same time, a vanilla one for the animation, and obviously this preset one to do with the camera. So if you wanted a sword strike possibly, then obviously it's sword strike, but the camera zooms out as well, as I said prior to that, because the bumpers move the cam slightly in and out. But if you're happy with that, I believe we can just go here, not there. So here, and then after that what we can do is go to that one, disable controls, and then after that our character is frozen in the animation. I've used this a ton of different times. I've used it on a hunter's bow one, which was a hunter's bow equipment, where basically I wanted a shot where it was almost looking down. It almost felt like he was jumping, firing the ammo, but looking down the bow. And as you can tell right now, a small child is pushing us around purely because, again, the camera is loose and the character is not static. So we are pretty much just at a still point here. Great little tool, I love this as well. I'm not going to go into an absolute abomination, but these are the main few things I actually use. Obviously you can enable the back to the player control there, and you can obviously move them back and forwards. Obviously I need to change certain other different things. There we go. Beautiful. Didn't want the weapon back in a block animation. Disable the controllers and we're back to a normal free cam that we can look left and right from. But that's how I make my thumbnails and how I do my certain things within my mod videos as well. Sorry guys that it's not that sort of well detailed. I saw a few comments in the comment section below this week, and I thought I'd just reach out and just make this small video. It's not going to be a proper mod showcase review, and I do apologise it's not an in-depth one of this. But if you want to go and see an in-depth one, I believe the author of this mod has actually made a full in-depth video on the actual forum page to do with this mod. So I highly recommend checking that one out. But that's basically how I make my thumbnails. It's how I use this mod, and so on and so forth. It's kind of like my own mod showcase review of this particular mod. As I said before, I really do enjoy this mod. It is possibly one of my favourite mods for Skyrim at the current point in time for consoles, just for the fact of it's very hard to find a free cam mod. I was looking for so goddamn long, and this one appeared, I believe, last year. I snuck it, I grabbed it, I got it because it was absolutely awesome. Guys, thanks ever so much for watching. Hopefully you guys did appreciate this video. If you did, hit me up with a like and a comment. Let me know what you think of this mod in particular. Let me know what you thought of this sort of showcase just in general. Always up for feedback. You've got to remember I can't show everything in this mod just because the video would take absolutely freaking ages. And I said before, I'm going to see a full video. Check out the forum for the author's mod showcase review on this one. But guys, until the next one, Killer Kev here, and Killer Kev out.